I wasn't one of these kids that just like took it on the chin either. It's not like I said nothing back to whoever was making fun of me. I definitely also dished it back out, and sometimes in like really mean and hurtful ways to people. I guess on the flip side of it, I must have had some insider intel knowledge of knowing that that wasn't what I wanted. What I wanted was to be positive. I made that my screen name. It was my email address as a 12 or 13-year-old kid, that I could be making something up that still completely applies today. And it just goes to show you that our personalities are really formed at a young age. I do think it's possible for people to be trained to be positive as adults. Like, it's something that we have as kids that we sometimes lose, and it's okay to have a coach to help with that. That's what I'm trying to do with my group coaching. I see on feedback forms from things that I do that people do not think positively about themselves. Unfortunately, they think pretty dang negatively. So what do we do to counteract that? How do we relearn things that we weren't taught when we were little? I somehow have been working on this, I guess, since I was little, 13 years old, coming up with an email address. And so I would say that's a lot of years of like testing out different strategies to think positively. When I see the things that come back on feedback forms, I'm surprised, because it's not like I think like that. I don't think like that. I think very positively overall. So I feel kind of like it's like a nice thing now that I get to do with coaching, of just being able to spread that positivity and try and help people actually change the neural pathways in their brain that have caused them to think negatively, and switch that so that they go a different way, so that they think a different thought, so that they create a completely different reality. Does that take work? Yes. Does it take practice? Absolutely. Is it easier in a group format when you've got other people who are trying to do the same thing? 1,000% it is. That's why I'm so passionate, and I keep mentioning this 5C group coaching cohort that's starting in 2026, because that's what happens when you have a group who's kind of upholding you and supporting you. People who have been in my group coaching programs before have given the best testimonials that are on my website, some of them, of just like, this is amazing because I now have this whole group of people who's trying to do the same thing as me, and I love these people and support these people even though I've never met them before. It's just a very cool thing, and I think it's a good tool to be able to feel like you're in good company when trying to do something that's as important as switching how we think about ourselves. So if that's something that interests you, no pressure, but also just like inviting you to check it out on my website, carlygam.com/5C. To me, it's really truly the best investment that you can make. When you make investments in yourself, that's when you start to see real transformation and change. When you just expect things to change by themselves, that's when you're not going to see any transformation or change. So really, like, having a coach with you and having a group with you is the idea behind this program. And I really am excited for whoever is going to apply for it and get into it, because those are going to be the people that really want to work on themselves, and especially on being positive.